Hello everyone and welcome. Today we'll be taking a look at a highlight best-of-3 series of professional StarCraft 2. Joining me here, map number 1 shall be Persephone. The upper left corner shall belong to a fan favorite Red Terran. It is ByuN's. And their blue Protoss opponent here, the probes, the bottom left, it is Astrea. Yes, ByuN versus Astrea. Get that probe out here. Start causing some problems. Shenanigans, antics, I decree. I hope. ByuN, not quite what I had in mind. Not quite what I was expecting. Oh. ByuN with the placement right at the edge of where Astrea actually scouted. Already, these two up to some mind games, up to some antics. I love it. Little bit of trickery, deception, stealth, and sneaky business, yes. Reaper goes across the map, perfectly normal, nothing crazy is going on. He's just wanting to unsettle Astrea just a little bit, just a bit there. Make sure that Astrea is slightly aware, slightly paranoid, perhaps, about what might be transpiring. I'll say, though, nothing, of course, too damaging, too problematic. Behind this, Astrea going for that Twilight Council, a standard Blink-style opener, I would assume. ByuN, so far, I would say, the wild card. Not quite sure what to expect. Speaking of unexpected, that's a Zealot. The quick load into the command center, super helpful. Marines go after the Zealot. This is like some Brood War type of rush play. That red health SCV. ByuN, you've got to be a little careful. He gets the SCV just barely. Just barely. It didn't even look like he swung the sword. The SCV just touched the Zealot and it was an instant explosion, which is exactly how I feel about most social situations. I don't really want to be there. Just being near you is probably enough to make me wish I was no longer on this plane of existence. So thank you very much for that representation there. Yeah. 1-1-1 opener coming in handy. Cyclone is the choice. Would be more helpful, I would say, a bit more necessary if Astrea was going for a Stargate type of play, but not the case. Going for that Blink, chronoing it out even, get about halfway done at this point. Looks like ByuN is gearing up for a little bit of an attack. Not I would say the supreme amount of army units, though. Reaper Cyclone at the entrance. Medevac zooming into the main base here. There is already Stalker in position, ready to go. Oh. Now these Marines, they do not yet have any of their upgrades. No stim, no shields. They are just riding high on confidence at this point. And that might be enough to actually secure a little bit of damage here. 4 probes have been killed off. Most of the Marines looks like they will make it out too before Blink is done. That means that Medevac can do a bit of escape art tricks. Blink 10 seconds out now. I would say ByuN probably wants to head home with this. He probably doesn't want to stick around. The Cyclone Reaper, it looks like, died. Yeah, Cyclone Reaper, pretty sure they dove into the natural while that was going on. ByuN trying to maximize the distraction, the damage there. Resulted in, aforementioned, 4 probe kills. 1 dead sentry, too, it looks like. Poor sentry. Hallucinated Phoenix here. What is over here? ByuN, what? Oh, it's a Raven. Okay. ByuN hiding a Raven as far to the left off the map as you possibly can. I'm not even sure ByuN could select this if he was trying. Hopefully has it keybound, I suppose, control grouped. The group moving out the Terrans, for some reason, no stim, no shields, yet still full of confidence, actually going to head outside the Terrans base. Stalkers do have blink. They can harass and harry the army group as it moves across the map. Let's see how much Astrea really wants to commit to this, though. Behind this, trying to get an Immortal up and running. A few Stalkers break off, go after the reinforcements, which would be deadly. Devastating to the Terran's attack at this point. This type of attack, setting up a bit of a parade-style push, benefits from that momentum. You break the initial group, you get across the map, you open up your pathway for reinforcements, for supplies, keep the supply line alive, right? But if Astrea is able to cut off any reinforcements, then you have one of two things happening. Either that group does not get reinforced and will die eventually, or ByuN has to slow everything down, group up at the base, and then go across like an escort caravan type of quest, okay? And that's just annoying. Nobody wants to deal with that. Stalker taking advantage of the repair shrine there. It's a healing shrine, Indigos, not if it's mechanical. Okay, I want to call it a repair shrine if it's a mechanical thing. I think that makes more sense. Either way, it makes stuff feel good, right? Feel better, Stalkers. ByuN, a few Marauders mixed in now will help deal a little bit more damage versus these armored Stalkers moving across. That Raven still continuing to be annoying. Auto turrets frequently thrown down. A group of bio into the main base now there. I would say there's no defenses, but perhaps the probes don't need any defenders. They are hungry for blood all the same. It's starting to amount to a lot of probes being killed off. Meanwhile, the other side, group getting into position. Tanks are set up nicely. Colossi, Immortal. The Immortal is picked off. Looks like the rest of it should be fine. Widow Mines. I thought they were about to connect with the Colossi. I was a little scared. I was going to get to see Widow Mines kill a Colossus. Not the case, though. Instead going for some of the slightly more vertically challenged units and non-Colossi type of threats. Stalkers cleaning everything up. ByuN found a little bit of damage. Not taking out the Nexus, which I'm sure is what ByuN would have been hoping for, but nabbing quite a few more probe kills, up to 22 total dead, gives ByuN a pretty nice worker deficit, surplus there. Difference is what I was going to go for there. ByuN, he's got 65. You got to figure, though, plus Mules is going to put the Terran quite nicely ahead as far as any mineral income. The scan, the telltale, I'm about to attack you here scan, yes. Will not be following through on that. No execution thanks to the presence of defenders. Thermal Lance working on that extension. Dark Shrine. I think it's because I pointed it out. Dark Shrines, of course, notoriously skittish and shy buildings compared to other Protoss structures. It's best really not to look at them. Not like the Templar Archives, okay? The High Templar, they're proud. They are flamboyant. They wish to display their greatness for all things to gaze upon, I'm sure. Blink at that auto turret. Wouldn't want it to get away, of course. ByuN, it's okay to just walk. You know, we don't have to go with drops, like, you know, drops only type of challenge. It doesn't have to be this way, ByuN. The Templar Archives completes Archons the Choice so far from Astrea. We'll see if that evolves into anything more stormy, weather-related. But so far, just a couple of Archons woven in. I see Storm hitting the production tab, so Astrea is looking to expand upon those splash damage options. Colossi the first choice. I love it. I approve of it. Reliable. Solid. Just helpful damage boost there. Not too great against some threats, though, such as Vikings or a lot of Marauders, I would say, Colossi. Much better up against more Marine-focused comps. But Storm and Disruptors, if Astrea chooses to weave those in, will be much more helpful. Few Zealots make their way into a couple of bases over here. Will actually, looks like flat out kill the in progress command center. ByuN not able to save that in time. Will lose a fair bit of income, fair bit of investment that you're not getting that security deposit back, I suppose. Teach you. The Zealots split off, heading different directions, just trying to cause a bit of chaos now, going for the SCVs, which I'll say Astrea already quite ahead on the workers, 81 to 61 at this point. It doesn't need to really flex that difference a bit more, but is gonna go for it nonetheless. Even pick off a Marauder with the engagement here. I'm sorry, did the Vikings just shoot the Raven? Really? I think everything just shot the Raven. I didn't know the Raven was responsible for that. Skirmish here in the far bottom right. Some beautiful storms will keep most of the Terran forces away. Nexus still stands, still looking powerful. There's some very vicious storms, actually. Colossi helping out, too, I'm sure. The one disruptor. The one disruptor kind of makes me laugh. That's not a, I really want to build disruptors. I think I need disruptors. That's more, I really want to watch you struggle. I want to watch you dance and try to micro out of this disruptor. Just causing some headaches, causing some problems. Speaking of causing some problems, Zealots, yet again, show up to the base here. ByuN, like, we could make the wall, we could finish off the wall, or have some semblance of defenses in place, but no, of course not. Don't be silly, Indigos. Why would I do that? Great EMPs, he catches the Templar there. Another solid one, takes out most of the Templar's energy underneath the Colossi. Is going to put Astrea on the back foot here. Oh, there's one more Templar on the high ground. Decent storm goes out. EMP of SAS to repay their efforts. And great connection. Astrea doing plenty fine with the storms despite all of the EMPs going on. The storms from different angles. He's just got Templar going all over the place. You turn around in a dark alley, dark corner of the city, and suddenly there's a psionic storm on you. You weren't expecting it. You try to turn the other way, guess what? Second storm. Like, oh my gosh. I didn't bring enough umbrellas for this. Even my galoshes are ruined. One of the Colossi appears to have been lost as well. ByuN did make just, not even really making Vikings, more like just kind of a sprinkle of Vikings. Like there's one. He's injured now. Okay, he's got one kill. I'm willing to bet it was that Colossi. Could have been the Observer, sure. But I'm gonna believe it was the Colossus. Astrea, I'm still liking Astrea's position. Doing fine. ByuN trying his best though with a great flank here from the left side. Stalkers blinking back. Defensive storm goes out. A massive arc of Marauders here. Colossus wanders in from the left side. Will instantly pay the price. I mentioned Marauders are a pretty decent option up against them. Stalkers doing their best to hold on, but that is not looking too great. Another Colossi falls. I'm pretty sure that was the last one. More storms show up, though. Most of the bio is in the red. Stimming too hard. Medevacs, not enough energy. A couple show up. We'll be able to help out. +3 attack kicking in a few seconds after we finish the fight. Sounds like my favorite time to get an upgrade too. Thank you, ByuN. Making me not feel so bad about that. That was every Colossus. Oof. All of the Colossi dead. Oh, he's making more. He's trying. We agree with that. ByuN hasn't really been leaning into the Vikings very much. And yeah, Marauders, they do deal with the Colossi reasonably well, but not as well as I'll say Vikings do. You do have the potential, you do have the option of it existing, of beating the Marauders. It'd be nice if we weren't just bleeding off the Stalkers this whole time. But at the same time, all of these attacks, ByuN's forces are weathering down. They're getting a bit thin too. Those medevacs are running low on energy. Zealots charging forward here. Another stim goes out, and that is a lot of Protoss. The Stalkers going around the left side will be able to flank, start to focus down the medevacs. Both helpful up against the healing and the retreat potential. ByuN gets a few reinforcements of his own. The battle over the healing shrine commences. What is this? Oh, Observer. Spots a wayward orbital command. I feel like that should have damaged the Observer. Okay, Orbital just completely flew right through the thing. Like, we can't build on top of burrowed units. I feel like that should have forced the Orbital to go around. I'm moving my hand like you can see. The Orbital, it should have had to go around the Observer. Yeah, I think that would be fair. Oh, he's moving the Observer. Astrea. What are we doing? Where are we trying to look now? 4 Colossi here. Great EMP. Catches that Templar before any storms can go out. I like the amount of Colossi, but I worry about the lack of pretty much everything else. I mean, 5 Archons. I see them. Okay, mostly on the left side here. Are you splitting this off? Is Astrea gonna go for an attack with this, or just go for a flank? It looks like attack might be the option. Go for those bases. Try to deny a bit of mining. ByuN is committing most of the forces to this attack. The Templar just kind of wandering in. The army group on the left side gets caught by the Marauder Storm. Not going to deter them, but Astrea commits. The second group, Zealots, get in contact with the Planetary. SCV's trying to fill in the gaps to repair it. Is not going to be enough. The Planetaries destroyed the Archons, overwhelming the defenders with their power. But likewise, ByuN's got his group doing damage. The Nexus is the target. Vikings looking a bit decorative. Could land them on deck. Not sure. Are there any Colossi? No, all the Colossi have been killed off, so they could help out at this point. Astrea's group still getting damage done here. 47 SCVs have been killed off. Well, ByuN is going to have to commit, have to do something, and it would appear the choice is to bring everything back home. Try to defend this, try to clean it up at this point. I'm not too sure about that, though. If ByuN can actually destroy the army pieces piecemeal, I would say, you're kind of splitting everything off, it might work out. But I think if everything comes to battle all at once, Astrea just needs to get everything together. Oh, there's 2 more Colossi. They're trying to show up. Yeah. I think if Astrea has everything together, he'll be fine. Because there's even the potential of, with the income, Astrea can actually make some reinforcements. Can replace the army. Templar gets a decent storm, decent feedback on the Ghost, the Observer, trying to help out, give a little bit of vision. Another good storm. Back to back. Oh my gosh, they don't even need to be supremely good. The Marauders pushing forward, trying to get the Colossi, chase them down. But remember, Astrea can replace these units, can actually have things come back. A contingent of Zealots warping in. I think ByuN recognizes that. ByuN can't replace anything, but Astrea still can. Astrea will hold strong, will take the win, take map number 1. Map number 2 in the series shall be ley lines here. The bottom left, we find our blue Protoss up 1 point from that trial of tenacity there. It is Astrea. Holding strong, surviving the onslaught brought forth by the red Terran here. The upper right belongs to ByuN, who I will say quite be-underestimated the defenses of the Protoss, yes. A severe lack of ByuN puns from map number 1, I know. Apologies, great ones. I was still waking up. Alright, in the middle of the map here, we've got 2 proxy racks. The ByuN Ricks, of course. That one's not too easy. I'll let that one go. Alright, what's the choice gonna be though? We gonna have Reapers? Will it be Marines? He is getting a gas, but I think the gas is a fair bit late for it to actually be Reapers. I'm thinking it's probably Marines. Could be Bunker. What are you mining for? What are you going to take that home? You are not going home, Mr. SCV, okay? This is a one-way trip. I'm even going to keep you selected. Both? Both? Really? Oh? Is one of you going home? No? I didn't think so. I thought you brought both SCVs with you for this. The probe causing a bit of havoc, a bit of chaos, but not nearly as much as is being caused over here. ByuN's down 1 point, but not down any points of confidence, is going to go for a proxy barracks bunker type of play here. Probes are pulled, Zealot is made. SCVs trying their best to hold the line. Marines gunning down the probes with ruthless efficiency. Start to pick off the Zealot too. It's going to be really successful actually. The bunker is destroyed and definitely is not coming back up with no more SCVs. 5 Marines is enough to kill the Stalker. The question is, does the Stalker let it happen? Because the Stalker can outrange the Marines, albeit very slightly, very barely. You end up taking a bit of damage. It's like the Mutas versus Phoenix battle. We lifting? No? Oh, okay. Alright. Yeah, ByuN's gonna transition out of it. Bring the barracks on home. Could send one just as a scout, but at this point, it's really quite over. Where does it go? Are you sending it? We're taking it home. Alright. Second barracks gets to come home. I wasn't sure if you left it as a scout. Tried to see what Astrea was going to be up to, but ByuN's also have to commend. Didn't actually commit all of the Marines. Didn't end up losing everything. CC being made on the high ground here. Cyclone is the follow-up. Starport should transition into a bit of a 2-1-1 type of scenario. And ByuN's could just kind of leapfrog this into more attacks if ByuN's really wants to. And he could try to pull the trigger, so to speak. The command center makes me think he's not going to at least go full all-in mode with this, but anything is possible. You can't rule this out. Cyclone number 2 on the way. Okay. No, we're canceling. We're making a siege tank. Okay. Siege tank on the way. Command center will complete. Orbital is made. The choice for the Protoss. Very similar setup. Twilight Council is the first tech building to make an appearance. Likely, I would say, going for Blink. If everything remains standard, remains true. Nexus is already done. Probe production kicking in. Do I point it out? Last time it didn't go so well. I'm gonna do it. Dark Shrine is on the way. Yes, Dark Templar appear to be the choice. Hallucinated Phoenix will spot that orbital coming, and will spot the medevac heading out as well. Always a nice thing to get. Where's the siege tank? Oh, the siege tank's in the medevac. I thought that was the Cyclone at first. No, the Cyclone is out on the ground. ByuN's is actually committing a fair bit of army to this. Before even really saturating, even started, the orbital just sat down. And this is going to hit before Blink. This is going to hit before the Dark Shrine. This is a scary little bit of attack here. That Stalker is still injured from earlier. The siege tank is going to set up shop. There is only one pylon powering these front buildings. The battery's helping out. The gateway will be destroyed, which I will say is probably the most important piece of what's up front here, because that was half the production, right? Yeah, there were only 2 gates. Oh my gosh, ByuN's, what are we doing here? Forward gate for the Dark Templar trying to come up. First Dark Templar will be warped in at the defense, though. Immediate scannings's picked off. Oh my gosh, second siege tank shows up. The Marines now able to threaten the Dark Shrine. If the Dark Shrine goes down, like, that was Astrea's move. That was Astrea's plan. Does this just end? The Stalkers trying to help out, trying to commit, but without Blink, they're just sitting ducks versus the tanks. The Dark Shrine was destroyed. ByuN's just does it. Just goes for the throat. It's like, what if I just make a bunch of Marines and 2 siege tanks. Like, we were making SCVs behind this too. He's at 42 workers. It didn't seem like he was all in. It was just a fantastic timing. Good grief, ByuN, well, ties it up at least 1-1, so we get a best-of-3 grand finale. The grand finale of this best-of-3 will take place on the map Ultra Love here. The bottom left corner shall belong to the Terran in red. Bringing it back, getting a point on the board with a rather surprising attack here. It is ByuN. The undeniable hope for Terran victory here. And in the opposite corner, the Protoss in blue. The red, this is the red side of the map, but blue is over here. Good grief. Alright, it is the probes of Astrea. Can Astrea survive? Can Astrea deflect the attacks? Map number 1, I'd say it made it work, made it happen. Rather long, bloody, and grueling battle, but Astrea did survive, did make it work. Map number 2, though, it was really just coming down to that timing. It felt like Astrea kind of made a little bit of a gamble going for the Dark Shrine, adding the tech on perhaps just a bit too early. ByuN kicking into gear before the production could help out with the defense. ByuN takes it. We do have a sneaky probe over here, though. Perhaps Astrea will be the one going for shenanigans. Not yet. No. We'll check in with you in a minute then. Fine. You think about life. Figure out what you want to do. What do you want to be when you grow up, Probe, okay? Probe's like, I want to be a Dark Shrine. And I'm like, well, you're not Zerg, so you don't get to be the building. Sorry. Protoss, inferior, clearly. Twilight Council, the choice again. Oh, it's up here. It's up at the front. Little surprised. They're kind of exposed a bit. Yep. Okay, Terrans, I know, control yourselves. Don't you just want to put 2 siege tanks right here? Oh yeah, I think so. 2 siege tanks and a bunch of Marines right there. Medevac given vision. Beautiful, it's true. That's why I hate doing the Reaper wall off, honestly, like this. You don't have to do this. Astrea actually, this is the first map I think it kind of went for this, because previously was putting it behind the gas, behind the base, which is a much better spot, I think. What is this? ByuN? Like, 2 Marauders and a Marine just walk into a Protoss bar. Terrible joke. I got nothing else. I'm too flabbergasted, okay? My gasts have been absolutely flabbered. My flabbers have been utterly gasted. However you want to word it, however you want to put it. Go home, you 3. The Marine is going to come in the most handy here. Spot, yet again, we're trying a Dark Shrine. It's like, I lost my Dark Shrine because I built it in my base. Well, ByuN's gonna find it, sees that, starts to go for the pylon. Killing the pylon will depower the warp gate, but it won't actually stop Astrea from making Dark Templar. Marine's like, run. Okay, ASAP. Oh god, I think the DTs are faster. The chase. He stood still at the end, he took it. What a guy. Okay. And then the DT just runs. Hides behind the rocks like he won't be seen. Well, committing to the fight there will at least force out a scan. The army group gets here. Can he kill the pylon quick enough? He does, just barely gets the pylon before 2 more DTs show up. The Dark Shrine now can be targeted down. Getting this will be a really nice win in ByuN's board, I will say. Shutting down the antics. Also, speaking of antics, I saw that. That is not blink. That is charge. We have charge as the choice, so Astrea looking to play a rather different game, it feels. Bit more aggression focused, going for it, looking like a Zealot Archon type of move. There's still a couple DTs around. No, 3. There's 3. Where's the third one? Oh, the third one moving around here. Could actually kill off a Marine or two. Oh. Oh. Careful. Run. Run. DT. Oh my gosh, concussive. Oh. Almost made it. He almost made it out. ByuN's not giving him the chance, though. Sending him to whatever version of the Protoss Valhalla would be. Valhalla. Although he was a Dark Templar, so he wouldn't actually have anything to do with that. To the void with you, I guess, then. Suddenly, ByuN's army group shows up here. They've got stim, they've got shields. Who needs health insurance, though? Nobody wants to fool with that, I guess. Well, ByuN can absolutely, I think, take out the Nexus. Astrea doesn't want to commit to the defense, just willing to sack it. Lets the Nexus go. A little bit of... I saw 2 SCVs die off. Not sure to what, though. DTs are still kind of just chilling there. Oh, one of the DTs died. I'm guessing Astrea sent in just 1 DT. Possibility. Storm about to complete. Templar here and ready, 2 of them, looking quite energetic of the bunch. Stim, I think that might be the first stim I've actually caught right as the medevacs get here to help out. Concussive, keeping the Zealot at bay. I don't know, I think ByuN is in a really scary good position. Okay. Catching the Dark Shrine, shutting down that initial Protoss gamble, then snapping back, getting the Nexus really does help out. The worker count, Astrea is up very slightly. ByuN is not actually making any SCVs, though. The army supply massively in favor of the Terran. At this point, it kind of should be, though. I think the question might come down to the storms. If Astrea can get some more god-level storms with 5 Templar, it could happen. Drop going behind the natural. Nope, not wanting to commit. Storm at the front door. ByuN's forces, that's a good one. Second good one, but not good enough. Terran forces still alive, still kicking. Astrea needs to get over here before this Nexus is toast. The medevac's picking up, flying over to the natural. Templar not here quick enough to feedback, not ready to storm. ByuN is trying to keep him on the metaphorical Protoss toes, I suppose. Having to split the forces up, blinking the Stalkers. That's a lot of Terran to deal with, though. Storm on your own mineral line at this point, why not? Most of the forces killed off. Archon merging. Not quite warping in, but it's still here, nonetheless. The end result is the same. A very angry ball of floating blue energy, I suppose. ByuN regrouping, regathering everything up. Might have enough, actually. Army supply has evened out a little bit. Not terribly much, though. ByuN still has a fair bit of a lead with this. 1-1 is complete. Not quite the siege tanks I was hoping for, but the result is the same. Not a good spot for all of these buildings. Could get the Cyber Core. Will get the Cyber Core. Oh, the Widow Mines burrow, deploy, however you want to put it. Force fields out, but medevac a strong counter to force fields. Even if it just means going up into the main base. Feedback not going to happen. Astrea might be trying to save it for Storm. But ByuN picking off the Templar. Widow Mines setting up shop down here in the tri-state stairwell area, I guess. Just to be annoying, just to be a bit rude. Oh, is there? I guess he's fine. Oh, there's an observer right here. Could barely see it because of the blue crystals. ByuN, ready to pounce, it feels. The army supply has gone even further, massively in favor. Storm's going out, but that Templar count is quite low. There's only 3 Templar, and not all of them have energy. The one on the left looking mighty tired here. EMP goes out, ghosts show up. I don't even think the Templar had that much energy to start with, but it's still quite rude. Widow Mines detonate onto the Zealot. Some beautiful EMPs catch the reinforcing Templar, which means no Storm. 0 splash damage options. That army supply too heavily in favor of the Terran. ByuN, like I said, goes for the throat, goes for the kill, and finds a successful hit. Will take that best of 3 2-1. Entertaining. I always enjoy watching these two play. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day.